Hello everybody, welcome back to the video, and I'm playing some more Rollercoaster Tycoon today. We are doing the Dinky Park scenario. This is also known as Pokey Park in some versions. Now, this is a really fun park. I like this one. Even though it's pretty challenging, you have to get the park value to $10,000 by the end of October year 2. And you look at this, what you start with, and you think to yourself, oh my god, but how? Because this is literally all you start with. But you do have construction rights and you do have some land for sale. So we've got construction rights here and we've got land for sale over the other side. So quite a big bit, definitely enough for some roller coasters and things. But I really love a challenge, and Dinky Park is definitely one of those. The first thing that I will say that I usually do with this though is I get rid of everything that's here. I'm not going to do that straight away because obviously those are our only source of money at the moment, these rides. But we're going to start preparing to expand. There's no need to really buy the extra land early on. You can obviously go that way. I'd choose not to generally. Now, these rides, they all look small and they're all making small profits. 864 per hour, 360 per hour, 168 per hour, 278 per hour. 384 per hour. So while it might be tempting initially to just demolish everything and build a roller coaster, bear in mind that all these rides at the beginning probably make about as much as a steel mini would make. So if you demolish them all and replace them, you're pretty much just paying to be getting the same amount of money. So you're better off to kind of let some money accumulate for a while, if you can, from these ones. But you got to also bear in mind you only have 2 years, so it's not a very long scenario. You don't have a lot of time to wait around for money. I've finished this park several times with all different strategies each time. I'm not really sure what one I'm going to go with today, so I'll just make it up as I go along, I think. Let's have a look at what we've got. Everything that's already here. The only thing we don't have built is a car ride and a haunted house, neither of which are particularly lucrative and worth building. We already have the swinging ship and the scrambled eggs. No room for a boat ride. We don't have any shops and stalls, so I might just put a couple at the start. Oh, do we have a drink stall? See, no, I made that mistake of removing shops and stalls, and we don't have a drink stall. Let's pop a fries stall in at the start here. Actually, I might rotate that. Pop that in there. Oh, no, actually. I keep changing my mind. I'm going to put it here. I want to be thinking really early on about what my intentions are for each path. When you have a really tiny park like this, you have to use every square of it with absolute intentions. You have to know what you're putting where and why. So food and a bathroom is good. Put in a kiosk here. I can always move it later. See, people are wanting more thrilling things. So we might work on acquiring some of this land very gradually. Let's see. We want to get the bit that's going to be the best to work with early on. I think I'll go with this stuff. Yeah, just buy this section. Won't necessarily be able to use it straight away, but it's an investment. Worth noting too that once you've bought land, you can't sell it again. So you want to be very careful with what you buy because you can't undo it. And it doesn't ask if you're sure or anything. I want a decent section here that I can fit a roller coaster in that we can build a path across. You don't need to buy big wide swathes of the construction rights. So even though the construction rights are like this whole width, you only need to buy the section that you want to build a path in. There's absolutely no sense in buying more than that. So buy as you go. That's looking like a good section for a very small coaster. I'll just get rid of these trees. And I think Raging Rocket might be a good one if that's available to us. It is. Ooh, it's just a little too big that way, but it will fit this way. Just might not because of the elevation, so we might have to drop this hill down a smidge. Park entrance fee is very cheap. It's $10. I think I'll leave it at that. I don't have a very good park yet. Once I've got coasters and things, I might increase it, but for the moment, I don't think it's worth any more than that. All right, looks like we're going to have it down to the level of the water. So I won't be able to build it yet because this is going to cost me a lot of money. So when you have a park where space is at a premium like this, you do have to be more willing to demolish rides that aren't performing well. So if you find that a ride has gotten down to $1 or something, you do need to be prepared to demolish. All right, that's going to cost $4.6. Let's see if I can get a loan. So because it's a shorter scenario, I don't really want to waste time waiting for money. This way. I wish there was one more bit of land. Actually, I might just purchase this bit so that I can put it up against... I don't think I can anyway. I can. Now we've got to get the queues out of there. This will be a good spot for some shops and stalls in here too. I'll make it $3. And we've got to buy the construction rights to get a footpath over here. So let's have a look at what would be the best route for that. I think coming from probably this edge So here would be the best. So let's get our construction rights. So for construction rights, you have to be a certain height above the ground. I want to try and keep that as low as possible. I think I might be able to fit a thrill ride or something in this corner. Really want to be thinking very carefully about where everything is going. Need to have a plan for everything. So we have construction rights to there. Now I've just got to connect up these two paths. I'll bring this path along the very edge of the fence line. I've got to level all this. You can do this with minimal land editing, but I feel like being difficult today. Okay, let's see where to go next. I think I might actually move these stalls here because I have changed my mind a little bit about where I want things. They're in the way a tiny bit. Not just the bathroom, I think. I'll put it over here instead. Now people will have access to Raging Rocket, which I'll name. 10-minute inspection time. So there we go. We've got one coaster. Now let's start to have a look at what people are saying about these rides. Because as soon as people start complaining about the cost of an individual ride, I'll probably just demolish it. Don't want to spend any more money on loans and stuff right now to get any more roller coasters. Raging Rocket should be okay for now. But you can see the size of the park. We've just used up like what, this much. We could probably put in another 4. Steel roller coasters are really good here for shuttle loops. Hopefully we're getting a drink stall. Steel roller coaster. All right, let's just remove these so we can get a drink stall. Hey, that was good timing. So steel roller coaster, really good. We can pop in a shuttle loop. Okay, let's see where we can fit that. Could we fit it next to Raging Rocket? Ooh, I could fit that there. Won't let me because of the terrain elevation, I'm assuming. How close is Raging Rocket? I can't tell if it's because of because of the roller coaster or if it's because of the terrain height. I suspect it might be a bit of both. This is one I could really build up here too. Carousel's still very busy though. Get rid of all these trees. The trees are very pretty, but they're very much in the way. There's a lot of good spots in here where I could put a shuttle loop. I don't really want to waste that space. Put it down here. Then it'll be very elevated. I need a lot more money anyway. Well, we'll come back to that. We don't need to worry really very much about blocking off dead ends and stuff in Pokey Park. People aren't likely to get lost. If anything, you want to be having as many open pathways as possible due to the fact that there's so little space for crowds to spread out. I'm going to put in some shops and stalls down here though. This is a really good spot for it. I'll leave a gap there for a drink stall when I get one. Hopefully what we're getting now will be a drink stall. This area would be really good for go-karts and crazy rodent roller coasters. The money comes in very slowly in this scenario, so I'm just going to leave it for a little while and I'll be right back. Okay, we've just got a drink stall, so I'm going to put that in because we're starting to get quite a few people complaining that they're thirsty, of course. Now I can change that so that it's not shops and stalls though. Put it on thrill rides because I'm really hoping to get the go-karts. Go-karts are really good. I can't remember if you get them in this park. There are certain parks where you don't get certain rides. I'm hoping you get them in this one. It's been so long since I played through all the scenarios that I've completely forgotten which parks allow which rides. Right, been going for a little while. Raging Rocket's making good money. All these things are still making good money too. Swinging Ship looks like I might have dipped a little, but still going all right. People are really happy with these things. Let's just have a look at what's researched. Log flume. We definitely don't have space for a log flume anywhere, so I'm not even going to bother trying. Should I put in a haunted house or something? Should I waste the space? I don't know if I should. I'm kind of reluctant to demolish these rides and replace them with the same sort of thing because I don't know if it's the fact that they were already here. They might have some sort of advantage. Oh, Ferris wheel. Some people are starting to say they won't pay, so I'll demolish that. I don't know if it's the matter of they might have a little bit of an artificial boost being the original rides, so I'm not going to tempt fate and get rid of them. Just let them naturally end out their useful lives. Could potentially put in a little car ride, but I'm not paying that much to go on carousel. Okay, it is starting now. Can just start demolishing a few of these things. We've got a nice little space opening up here. Could think about a custom roller coaster. That might be fun while we're not really getting much else done. Could use all the space underneath. Let's try that. I'm going to try and do something custom. Just want to make the spot for the track to meet up at the end. So that'll be where it'll meet up at the end. Now, let's see what I can do with this. I don't think I can do much, but we'll see. Let's go straight down. We want to get down as quickly as possible underground. Now I'm going to have to see through everything while I build this. Otherwise I can't see, except for see-through rides, because then I can't see the ride that I'm building. Very tricky to build underground. We just have to have a horrible sharp turn at the end. Really want to use this space well. Just got to make sure all my track parts meet up properly. Hopefully I don't make something so scary that no one wants to go on it. My goodness, I've run out of money. Just get more of a loan to fund this. This will use all of the available space under the park too. Hopefully we'll end up with something really lucrative and not too terrifying for people to go on. All right, now I gotta start to think about lining this up with that other track. It's gotta climb a fair way. Ooh, it's just one off. All right, now I've got the tricky bit where I'm trying to match this up at the end. Ooh, it's just a little too high. It looks like it might meet up. Oh God, no, not even close. Just make the station platform a tiny bit shorter. So now I'm gonna run a test circuit just to make sure that that's actually gonna work. And we'll go underground view. Let's see if it works. Looking good. Hopefully it doesn't crash at any point. Wow, it looks like it'll actually work. Neat. And then it uses the chains to get back up. All right. I think we have a successful ride. All right, well, it looks like I can open that then. Hopefully it's exciting though. We'll make that $3 as well and open it. It's got big trains on it. That was a real challenge, but it uses up this space really well. And on the surface, it only uses this tiny bit. What, is anybody reluctant to ride anything at the moment? Raging Rocket's still fetching $3. That's good. Swinging inverter ship. Let's put one of those down here. I can put it here because the roller coaster doesn't use that space. Shouldn't have put it one away from the edge like that. Wonder if I can fit a shuttle loop there actually. Not quite. Yeah, I put it one away from the edge, which is kind of silly, but that's okay. Could have done it straight onto the path, but nah. So we'll put Swingy Ship 2 at $2. We're really interested to see the excitement and stuff on this ride. Purple Peril and the Spiral Slide and this Swingy Ship and Cloud 9 are all still pulling in really good numbers of people. Whoa, that's a high intensity rating. I'm guessing that's because of that corner at the start. I wasn't able to put a bank in. Lots of people willing to go on it though. I think we're going to need a fair bit of seating outside here. Just a hunch. Nausea rating high, intensity very high, excitement high. That is good though. It is intense. Oh, someone's complaining about Raging Rocket. They're just starting to complain about the price. Drop that to $2.50. Yeah, it's really good. If you have a ride that's very high intensity, you won't get as many people willing to go on it. But if it's also high excitement, you've got a bit of a better chance. That should make good money. Let's have a look at our park value. 8,000. We need to bring it up another couple of grand. Oh yes, that is exactly what I wanted. Some go-karts. Now, slow karts would be really good here. I just need to find a spot for it. What's not making the best money? Not paying that much. Swinging Ship. Is this $1? It's $1.50. I'll still demolish it because I can make better money off of go-karts. Slow karts would be really good in this little corner. I'm going to have to put in a no entry sign to stop people walking in here at the moment because they're not going to let me get rid of the paths. Right, so I'll put slow karts right in the corner. I don't think Cloud 9's going to lose customers at any time soon. Put it here. Nice long queue line to get people off the footpaths. Do some landscaping. And that's probably the longest we're going to be allowed to do that. All right. Now I can remove the no entry sign. And slow carts I'll probably put at $3. Again, it might not fetch that for long, but it's a good starting point. And I'll name it because I will be putting in more go-karts. Let's have a look at our value now. Hopefully our value will come up. Wow, this roller coaster is really popular. What are people saying about it? Really good value, too intense. It was great. Well, they're saying it's good value, and I could raise the price, but I might just leave it for the moment. Purple Peril is getting so many people. I removed a little statue. I'm going to put it back there. All right, we've really got to bump this value up. We're 1 year in, just about at the end of year one. So I don't know where to go next. I think next will probably be a shuttle loop and finding a spot for that. For now, I'm going to let some money accumulate and see how we go. All right. Park value's just gone over 10,000 and we got a wall belly. I got to put that in. You know I got to put in a well belly. And that is the perfect one to put down here. When you've just got off a roller coaster, you know what you want? Yes, that's right. You want to vomit 100 feet in the air. Might actually just move it over a little bit because that was not the best spot. Oh, it always makes me nervous when it gets that close. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, people are mad about Raging Rocket. Really? I paid $3 for so long. That's all right. I can just demolish it and rebuild it if you people really want to be grumpy with me. Wow, Cloud 9's really lame. Now that I think about it, look at it. But let's look at it from this way now because the wall belly's annoying. Park value 13,000. Just got to hold it now. But that's why I like Dinky Park, Pokey Park, whatever you call it. It's a really easy one. Looks very intimidating, but it's not. Ooh, the profit on this one, nearly 6,000 an hour. That is a lot of money. I wish I could replicate this track design. Oh well. Our park value is really good. There's not much more I can do right now, so I'm just going to leave this to run probably an extended period of time, maybe until like June. And yeah, we're just waiting out the scenario at this point. We'll just come back every so often to check in and fix up any major issues. Keep an eye on things until the end. All right, it's only May, but we can still have a look. We've made really good money. There's a lot of path problems though. People are very sick. I didn't put in enough seats when I put in all these new paths, so I better do that. Not a big issue. I imagine our park value is still right up there. Probably taking a dip with how gross the park is though. Not really. Got plenty of handymen. I've got 9. Let's round it out to 10, and that's probably enough for this size park. We've got 3 mechanics and they're not too busy. Ooh, are people starting to be mad about the price of this one? Yep. Let's drop it to 250. Making good money. What have we researched? Gravitron, motion simulator. All right, we can put in a motion simulator because there's some little sort of spots that won't be much good for anything else. Move these trees. Chuck a motion simulator in there somewhere. And what should I price that at initially? $2? Way too much for a motion simulator, but yeah, that'll do. And I'll put a Gravitron in this spot. Here we are. Got $2 as well. A couple new rides. Do we need any other shops? There's the drink stall up here. Did I put a drink stall up here? I don't think I did. Put one up here. Everything's looking great. I can't believe how Purple Peril has just kept going. If that had been scrambled eggs that I'd put in myself, there's no way people would have used it for that long. And Cloud9, how does anybody... Why? It's so small. Our value is way over what we need. It's about 150% of what we need, which is good. We've got 563 guests. That's about the amount that you probably want to stay at as a maximum in Dinky Park because it's so small. You really don't want it to be crowded. Oh, a 3D cinema. Is there a place where I can put that where it won't be in the way? Usually not very popular, so it's not really an urgent thing to build. I can't see a great spot for it. There's no spot that's really like, oh, this would be perfect. So I won't worry about it right now. Put in some trees. This space, what could I put here? Put another go-karts here. It'd have to be very small though. It would have to be another slow karts, and that feels weird. I don't like to build more than one of the same. Are people finally sick of Cloud9? Nope. Still saying it's great value. What about the spiral slide? Nope, they still love it. I don't get it. Oh my god, we need more handymen. It's just too much. I think we need more seats. Yeah, I can't build seats on slopes. Let's just put some more seats down here for all the sick people. The swinging ship's making people sick apparently. I'd like to pay out my loan. Alright, I'm just going to go around and chuck trees in while this keeps running. Oh, people are finally getting sick of Purple Peril. That's good because I've got something I want to put there. I was hoping to put figure 8 track there, but it looks like it's too high up for it. So we'll have to do a custom. I'll build this and then I'll come back and show you. There we go. A nice little hillside carts. All right, we'll put in the queue lines. And this queue line's just mean. You know people are going to be waiting in that forever. Funny thing is, figure 8 probably would have been just as successful. Another kiosk down here. Do I need another kiosk? Maybe not. People are saying the park entrance fee is very cheap. I might actually bring it up to 20, not to make more money, but to try and discourage more guests because we're also getting complaints about the crowds. Oh God, look at that queue filling up. I'm sorry. Park values dropped. Probably just due to the crowds. Gosh, so many people feel sick. All right, I'm going to go through and put a bunch more seating through the whole park. We're getting a lot of complaints of sickness and the seats look like they're all mostly full. Waste some money on scenery. Just packing everything. Just cramming as much in as I can. It does look pretty though, doesn't it? Just this unused space over here. God, it's so crowded. They look like ants. Park value's 14,500. I don't know why I dipped just then. It was odd. Maybe because of the rain. Oh, someone's complaining about the price of the spiral slide. How much is it? 80 cents. Okay. Sorry, it's going. Now we've got a bit of a space over here. I could just put in another spiral slide. I might just do that. There we go. Fresh slide. Exactly the same as the old one. Except this one's blue and pink. Wow. It's totally different. All right, I think I can just leave this run for a bit now. All right, we're getting towards the end of the scenario. Been a pretty cruisy one. Park value's dipping because it's raining. Disgusting paths. Yeah. I feel sick. It's too crowded. It is super duper crowded. We have 620 guests. So many that I can hardly see where the disgusting paths are. Let me just remove the people. These paths are not that disgusting. I've seen way worse. You're going to get more complaints because there's just such a crowd. There's so many people. You'll have one bit of litter on the ground and way more people walk over it. Oh, go-karts 1, price is too high. Okay. People mad about slow carts as well? Oh, they both dropped around the same time. So Okay, drop those down. Rollercoaster 1 still doing great business. Profits dropped a little. Oh, Raging Rocket is too expensive. Don't really mind now. We're into October now, so let's just wait for the end of the scenario. Still not happy about Go-Karts 1, I see. All of a sudden people are willing to pay not very much for Go-Karts 1. Oh, why are people still mad about it? People don't want to pay... That's really odd. It dropped very quickly. All right, we'll take it down to $1. I don't need the money now. And now it's going to rain. Just hire some entertainers. Nothing much else I can do at this point. Hopefully this rain doesn't last to the end of October. I don't think it'll take our value down below 10, but it won't help. So we could have used a lot more land. Like I had all this available to me, but I think this is fine. And looking at the amount of money I have, I don't think I could have done much better. Put in a burger bar, why not? Cotton candy stall, if I can find a spot for it. There we go. Why not? Balloons? Sure. There we go. Why not? And now we play the waiting game. All right. It is done. Company value of 3,162. That's a very low company value. That's just because it's a small park. So we achieved our goal. We were about 13,000. So that's done. That was Dinky Park, also known as Pokey Park, depending on what version you're playing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always fun doing these really micro tiny parks. They're a real challenge, and I love the real emphasis on organizing things and cramming as much as you can into a small space. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate you being here, especially for my Rollercoaster Tycoon videos. It's a real sentimental game for me, and I really like the fact that so many of you enjoy it. Please feel free to leave a comment if there's anything you want to say about the strategies that you use for this particular park. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you back here next time for something a little bit bigger. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.